Hey, what's up everybody? It's Claudio here and I am back at Rockleigh, New Jersey for the Rockleigh Crit. This is the end of the neutral laps and the race starts now. It's a 1 mile loop. This is the Cat 4 and 5. And I have been here maybe 4 times now, trying to just learn how to do these crit races that are more technical than the circuit races that I do. These races involve turning, cornering. They can be really surgy and not easy at all for me. So I am getting dropped like every time. And some people recognize me. There's a guy here that recognized me. Thanks for watching my videos, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. I'm just gonna give you guys the average, the normalized power for this race, and right until I got dropped, was 225 watts, and the average speed was 25.5. So this was from the end of the neutral lap all the way until I got dropped. And I have to say, I got dropped. I mean, this was like the fastest I've ever been dropped at this race. Usually I can last like 40 minutes. It's a 45-minute race. But I didn't have anything. I didn't have the right attitude. I don't feel like I had the right fitness. I was not like hungry. I wasn't hungry for racing. You know what I mean? You gotta have that edge to really race. And I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have that kind of thirst for any kind of like victory of any type. As you can see, I'm kind of in the back and I stay in the back. Big mistake. Just hanging out in the back. And there's some people, I've been in this race a few times, and it's always the same people in the back. And I get it, some people just like to be in the back, but for a newcomer like me, I'll get dropped if I'm hanging out in the back. So here coming up on this turn, I take nice inside line. So I'm getting used to it. I'm trying to stay really above 20 miles an hour on that turn. I think I'm learning, I'm gaining confidence. So at least that's a good thing. Learning how to corner, not being so afraid to turn in a group setting. It is really scary. If somebody even slightly swerves, then I swerve, and then it creates this whole thing. Everybody's swerving around me, and I'm still very kind of twitchy. But I'm getting better. I feel like I am in terms of being able to ride next to people like that at those high speeds and those technical turns. Here are my stats. 36 years old, 152 pounds, FDP somewhere around 230, 240, 250 somewhere. I train about 12 hours a week for triathlons and about 6 hours on the bike. So, trying to conserve energy, trying to draft. Again, I'm just off the back, like not really racing. I'm just holding on. Kind of sucks. Honestly, this race was like not fun. I wasn't racing. I was surviving, and my mind totally was not into it. I drove like 2 hours in traffic to get there, and right before I was like, man, I don't want to do this. I was like not hyped at all, and I was kind of scared, like I hope I don't crash. But I just dragged myself to do it. Happy I did. There were fun moments, but I was a lot of things on my mind, personal stuff, work stuff, and I just didn't have that edge, and it really shows in the results. when you don't have that that sharpness in your attitude, you will get dropped. The races will spit you out the back. But I had to go. I had to force myself to get out there and get some more experience. Sometimes you just you don't want to do things. You got to push yourself. Oh, by the way, forgot my heart rate monitor. Sorry about that. Again, I was just not into, I was off. You know what I mean? I was just off leaving the house. I got there kind of late. I was off mentally. So this is an example of what happens when you're off. Trying to move up. I really told myself to be in the front at least for 4 laps. It was not possible. I've been training for the New York City triathlon. It got canceled, so all my fitness was more endurance. I didn't do any kind of high intensity intervals. So that's also another reason. I was just coming out of that, of peaking for triathlon, like a 40K bike time trial. So that got canceled. I just decided to hop on this race, try to get some more of my crit racing fitness back. Taking the outside line there. Not the best. Just kind of had to. There, the guy kind of swerves a little bit, and boom, I swerve big time. I'm hypersensitive. And it's really amazing how fast this is going. 29 miles an hour. And when you get dropped, it's so hard just to go 22 miles an hour. If you can watch towards the end, I'm doing 250 watts, 280. But the draft is real. It really does carry you. That's why it's so hard to get back on when you're dropped. So, this is the crit race. No crashes, pretty safe. Again, somebody swerves, boom, I swerve. I lose some ground. That's where I'm at. I'm still so twitchy. I started doing these workouts. They're just sprinting workouts. I just did it yesterday, last night. And 20 minutes at zone 2. It's between 150 to 200 watts for me. Then 30 minutes of sprints. So 30 minutes of 15 seconds absolute max. And then 2 minutes and 45 seconds easy recovery. So you do that, you end up doing 10 sprints in that 30 minutes. They're supposed to be max all out. For me, if I can hit 800 watts, that's good for all of them. I'd like to get 9 to maybe 1,000 watts on those sprints. And there's enough recovery time to do that. But right now I think I've hit 1,000 watts only one time, ever. So I still have some work to do. If I want to get any kind of sprinting leverage in my legs, I know some of these guys sprint way over 1,000 watts on that final sprint after 45 minutes of racing. They're hitting 1,200 watts for 10, 15 seconds or something. That's insane. I'll have maybe a 600 watt sprint after a 45 minute race with all these kinds of efforts. So it's gonna take a lot of work, but I definitely want to get there. Let's see what's happening here. I'm just taking not being aggressive at all. I have a little bit more confidence than last time I was here, but not nearly. I just, like I said, my mind was not into it. You gotta come ready to race. You gotta take it seriously if you want anything, any kind of results. That was kind of a big wake up call for me. Your mind, your mental game has to be on point. You gotta be tough as nails. You gotta just grind your teeth and put all your personal shit aside and race and go for it. You have to be all in. Let's see how I take this turn here. Feathering the brakes a little bit. Gotta slow down. Let's see if I stay above. No, 17, 18 miles an hour. That's not bad. But I'd like to see myself do that in like a top 10 position. There's like 50 people here. Let me see if I can make that turn in the top 10 and be like cool and not swervy or squirrely in any way. That's where I want to be. I think there are a few more of these races at this particular crit, so hopefully I'll make some good gains and really see the difference between my first race here at Rockleigh and my last. So here I'm last now, and danger. I'm in danger of being dropped. Just riding off the back, not a good idea for me. I wish I had my heart monitor to see it, to see where I was. I was probably in pain. I'm doing some 300 plus watts here. Now I'm going off the gas because I know they're going to slow down for that turn. So that's kind of a trick here. You know they're going to slow down. You don't have to hammer this section so hard. You can see people are just coasting. So there, I pull up because they slow down for the turn. Let's see what I do. Taking the outside, not a good idea. But you know, I made up like 5 spots. So that's the race. Not really very exciting. Another race, another day I got dropped. Get out there and race. I mean, I'm just getting dropped all the time. I'm used to it. It sucks big time, but you get used to it, unfortunately, and then you just get stronger and you learn, and it's totally fine. You will learn a lot faster just getting out there and trying to race than at home on the trainer or whatever, just riding around solo. So get out there, race. You're gonna get yelled at. You might, almost crash. It's super scary. Totally encourage people to get out there. Feel free to say hello to me. I've got the bright neon yellow green Cannondale. I'd love to say hello and chat a little bit. I'm gonna let this finish out, play itself out, so you guys can see. And I will see you guys next time at the next race. Peace.